and I knew I was going into an electric wheelchair, and I didn't then want to use it. And it's so demoralising, and it just sunk my mental health to the ground. So I got to a point where August 2014 where Julie found that what I was researching by accident or by fate, whatever you want to call it. Ever so slightly I was going to drive it into the water, into the lake. There was about 6 months where I just sat in a chair then in the corner of the room, not wanting to be being a burden on everyone, not telling anyone, wouldn't let her tell anyone. About 2 days before we were due to fly home, we'd literally just flown out of Sangen, where we'd been for the 6 months. Got back to Bastion, and I just started feeling as if I had the flu and feeling really unwell. And there was suspicion that I had Q fever. They hadn't run the tests. I didn't really find out it was Q fever until I was home and was back up at Heartlands Hospital in Birmingham at the end of October 2010. Initially I could walk 500 metres when it first happened, and then I would be at the collapse. And then it just gradually got worse, and I ended up in all sorts of mobility, scooter, the crutches. I used it twice, and I got stopped twice, and people thought I'd stolen it because I was a young person on a mobility scooter going around, because I still looked healthy on the outside. It all became a direct comparison from the early days that people judge with their eyes. So what they can see is what they judge you on. So depending on what device you're on and how you look depends on how they interact with you. Kept researching around the Segway. We put a seat on, which allowed me to get around and be up at that sort of eye level again. And to use the Segway, you need some sort of core when you were sitting down. So as my core was getting worse, and there was elements with it where it was illegal to use in certain places. Battery went dead, it would fall over and stuff like that. And you couldn't travel with it because you couldn't take that batteries on the plane. As much as it was enabling, it became disabling at the same time because you couldn't use it in certain places. There was all these sort of elements that were coming in that said something needs to be done, because I knew it was getting worse. I knew it was going to have to end up in something different in the short term. And then as things get worse, where was it going to end up? I met Brian Meaden at a charity function with the Royal Marines. I got talking to him, and he thought it was great. It was all about seeing if they could help me, and basically Brian found the university which he had been to, got a meeting with them, and sort of mentored me then going through it, because he thought this was a great idea to try and get something better. Birth came out of need, but then it came out of a Royal Marines charity event, to meeting someone, to get into the right place, to then coming back to the Royal Marines charity, who then helped fund the first initial part. The MRC up in Sheffield, I mean, they've done an awful lot for us, which is great, and they're amazing designers to get to where we are. And now we've got a device that really will outshine everything that's there, and help people be more independent. Victor's been designed by users at the start, people who are in wheelchairs, rather than going, right, it's medically designed and engineering designed and that's it. I was able to teach Mason to ride his bicycle. Because I was up higher, I was able to have my hand beside and go alongside him, and that was great. And he thought it was brilliant, and I was able to be a dad again, which is really important, because it was things that I would miss out on. There's not many people who get the opportunity to change thousands and millions of lives, and we've got that opportunity. And to say that day where you see people using it, it'll be a very proud day to see someone's life get better.